Well, they are cute, they are quiet, and many are afraid of them. It is the skunk. There are 4 different species, but only one lives in Alberta, the most common, the striped skunk, and they inhabit farmland, grasslands, forests, but also can be found in towns and cities. Dale Gienow from WildNorth is here to tell us more about what you need to know when you come across specifically a baby skunk. So Dale, thanks so much for joining us. First of all, are you getting a lot of skunk calls right now?
We sure are. Our phone lines are lit up recently, so lots and lots of orphaned baby skunks.
Okay, so let's talk about what people should do should they come across skunks, and in specific, a baby skunk. Where would you likely find one, and what should you do?
Yeah, so we have lots of skunks in Edmonton. Fortunately for us, they're mostly nocturnal, so they're mostly active at nighttime. So many of us don't see them or come across them. Accustomed to people, they're actually very unlikely to spray us. They only do as a last resort. They only have so much of that stinky fluid, and they have to replenish it once they use it. So they don't want to use it in defense. But specifically this time of year, they are having babies, and skunks love to do that underneath our porches, underneath our sheds. And this time of year, the skunks are just getting of age where they're starting to leave that den. And unlike the parents, will sometimes be found playing around outside the den during the day. So we see them often by themselves without a parent. Often people assume they are abandoned, where mom is just sleeping the day away nearby underground.
Okay, so if we do see the babies out and about and they do appear to be alone, what should we do?
So I would suggest you monitor them first, remembering that the adults are probably only going to be active near dark. So they usually come active about an hour before sunset, and then they'll come out, and the babies at this age will often follow them. You'll see that little family of skunks on their way as mom is teaching them how to forage and how to behave. They're actually really great neighbors, having skunks around. They do our gardening for us. They love to eat our dandelions and other weeds. They eat wasps and mice and other creatures we might consider as pests. And again, this is a very short-lived time. So, once those babies mature, become teenagers in the fall, they're going to be leaving that maternal den site along with mom and moving on their way.
I think for most people, when they encounter a skunk, there's a bit of a freeze involved because they don't want to get sprayed. You mentioned how rare that is, but what should people be thinking when they do see a skunk? How close can they get, that sort of thing?
Yeah, remembering that these guys are really used to seeing us in the city. So the behavior of an urban skunk is quite different from a rural skunk. So if you see a skunk out in the country that's not used to seeing people, you could be in danger of getting sprayed. The city skunks, you almost have to touch them before they spray you, generally speaking. And they leave you lots of warning, which is great. So when you approach one, let's say you're, 10 or 15 feet from one, they'll start stomping their little feet at you to let you know to back off. They'll growl their teeth. And if you're still not smart enough to leave, they'll actually start performing a handstand. So they'll put those 2 front feet on the ground. They'll flip that back end up in the air and kind of point it towards you. If you see that happening, a sure signal that you should get out of there.
Okay. Now, really quickly, too, sometimes people encounter skunks while they're walking their dogs. Do you have any advice for dog walkers?
Yeah, if you're in an area where you know there's skunks, of course, you should have your dog under control. You should always have your dog under control in the city of Edmonton, unless you're at a designated off-leash park. Usually the skunks avoid those areas because there's lots of activities from large perceived predators. Keeping control of your pets, good idea, especially this time of year. There's lots of babies around, too, and our cats and our dogs are interfacing with those animals in a negative way sometimes.
Okay. Well, Dale, we always appreciate your advice as you care for baby skunks and many other animals throughout the city and surrounding area. We appreciate it. You can always find more by visiting WildNorth's website.
Thanks, Ken.